We're back with another from our World Cup series. Spain just defeated Saudi Arabia 4 goals to nil. We need to discuss the analysis and technical insights. Is Mustafa, Said, and Warifa. My name is Afolabi. Welcome to the show.
Okay, the title was Spain was fantastic, but still not good enough. This is what I mean. They were fantastic. They were able to use their wings or use the left and the right flank to make
Yeah.
crosses and score goals. But they didn't have a lot of open spaces. They had to thread the ball very tightly. So the good thing is that Yamal is playing well. Oyarzabal is playing well in conjunction with who was on the left. What's his name? The left winger.
Baina.
Yeah, Baena and Oyarzabal and also Cucurella were coming forward. Cucurella was overlapping, so they overloaded the left. Olmo was fantastic. Afar, did you notice that whenever Yamal goes to the center, Olmo goes right to the right, takes the right flank.
Yeah.
Olmo was on the pitch. But here's the bad news. The bad news is that in order to break Saudi Arabia, they had to bring Cucurella forward. They had to use a high line, and any other team, I'm telling you, it's because Saudi Arabia doesn't have uh, a good offense. I feel like if that had been against England or Spain or France, they would score 2 or 3 goals with that high line that Spain was playing today. Their high line was too high, and they had to do that because they had to break down Saudi Arabia's defense, and also because they don't have Williams. If you notice, on the left wing, they weren't using pace. They had to work the ball from the left and make with Oyarzabal and then bring Olmo to go on the right. They have to do too much work. When they have Tony Williams, they can play more deep. They can have a mid block, and then Tony Williams will stretch defense. So what I'm saying is that without Nico Williams, they're not stretching because they didn't create a lot of space today. What they had to do is that because those guys are so good, and because Saudi Arabia doesn't play well, they were able to score goals, but they had to use tight spaces. Look at that goal that Yamal scored. That was a very tight play. You saw that pass. So what I'm saying
Yeah,
is that
yeah. I was
you're not going to
even
score.
afraid for him.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that when you play against some other teams, you're not going to be able to score those tight spaces, and then you won't be able to transition on defense. So what they need to get this guy back because last year when they won in the European Championship, Yamal on the right, Williams on the left, they stretched our defense. They weren't stretching our defenses today. They were unlocking defenses, but they had to bring Cucurella so far. They had to use three people on the left. They used Cucurella. They use what's the guy's name? Bremo. Yeah.
Baina.
Uh,
Baina.
Diana, and they also had to use Olmo along with Williams and or yeah, they have to use all four of those guys to unlock. But when you have Williams and Yamal, it's just 1v1. 1v1 is always better because when you have 1v1, you have players back. So what I'm saying is that it's a good start for them, but they haven't found the European rhythm. What do you think, Afolabi? Great
Yeah,
analysis, though, right?
you're quite right to say that playing Cucurella too high might be dangerous against elite teams. But he did something today that really impressed me. He brought in Baena instead of Gavi. Gavi played on the left in the first game. So if you look at most of the dangerous play for Spain, it came on overloading the left side. Baena,
Yeah.
Oyarzabal, and Cucurella. And that was what really overwhelmed the Saudis. They couldn't figure out how to stop those three. So, and then Baena was not like Nico Williams. He's the type of guy that crosses the ball. So there were a lot of crosses into the box. And that really helped. And another thing he did that impressed me was starting Olmo. Olmo is very good in tight spaces. And you saw his value today. He was able to
Yeah.
lead, Pedri and, string passes in between the lines and really play well. And if you look at the stats, of the three players on the left, Cucurella made 4 line breaking passes, Baena made 2, and Oyarzabal made 2. Those guys really made the difference. And if they continue to overload that side, it will be difficult for teams. But like you mentioned, they
Yeah,
have to
but you
be
can't
careful.
do that against France. You can't do that against
Yeah, you
France.
can't do that against France. So they need to find a way to do it. Either they tell Cucurella not to play as far forward, or you find a different
So,
solution.
well,
But
here's what
yes,
it is. Because Saudi Arabia is parking the bus. That's why they did that. When they play regular teams now, like France or like Portugal or Spain, they're not going to use that type of setup. They're going to use Nico Williams, and then Olmo is going to be the false nine with Oyarzabal. You get my point. So what I'm trying to say is that maybe that because of this game, they're just trying to unlock the defense. They know that Saudi Arabia can't beat them on the
you play
counter.
defensively, yeah.
No, not defensively, but I mean they can play a high line team. When they play Saudi Arabia,
Right.
they can play a high line like that and then overload and bring Cucurella. But when they play a team like France, well, how are you going to play like that with France
France.
when you have
Germany.
Doué on the left and you have Olise on the right, and you want to bring Cucurella far forward like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand what
They
you're
can't.
saying, Mustafa.
They can't.
I'm
If they
sure they
play
won't
like that
play.
against
They
France,
won't play that way against France. Yeah.
no, they won't. They
Of
won't.
course.
They're gonna have to play. They're gonna have to play regular 4-3 or four. Yeah, they're gonna have to use on the wings.
4-3.
Nico Williams on the left. What's his name on the right? Jamal center forward or Yazval. Put this guy as an attacking midfielder, almost. But today, those guys were. They can do that. All of them were. They were overloading the left,
the left side.
overloading
They
but
overloaded the
what
left
I'm saying is
side.
you can't do that against France. There's no way. If you do that against France, you're gonna get destroyed. If they do that against who else? Whatever team does well on the flanks like that.
I think
Against
it's
a team
just
like
France, and it's because
Argentina.
of their pace. I don't see who
Yeah.
is as fast as Mbappe in that English team.
Yeah, but I'm not even worried about Mbappe because Mbappe is a center. Well, he may play on the left, or he doesn't play well on left or right. But forget about Mbappe. Even if you take Mbappe out, if you have Olise and Doué and Dembele, you don't even need.
Okay.
Those guys will exploit that. And we know that Spain, when you play Spain when they build up, they have dangers when they build up because they have very good midfielders, Pedri and co. But in transition from attack, those guys have to recover. They weren't even recovering well against Saudi Arabia. It's just that Saudi Arabia had nothing. What are your thoughts, Mr. Warif? Yeah. Now, it's a good game, but what I'm saying is that they still have a lot of issues to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations to the Spanish national team. They got their first 3 points, making it 4 points for them. Well, it was a good game, like both of you said. If they played, what's it called? France, Argentina, Germany, all these bigger, stronger team, Netherlands. I think the coach wouldn't want to play this pattern. I think they are going to calm the game down because one thing I've noticed about the Spanish team, the way they play, if they play against a bigger team, they'll be exhausted. They won't just come out fully. They'll be so cautious of their line. If they play France, I bet France will finish them with counter attack. So the coach wouldn't want to do that. And again, you see, when I was watching the match, I was looking at the defense line of the Saudi guys. The way they play the defensive game is different from the way they just locked everywhere. But these guys, I don't know if they're thinking they're going to beat Spain. They kept that opening. So what's it called? The Spanish guys were having that. And again, that first goal that Yamal scored, I give kudos to him because that I was scared of him. Let him not use his leg to hit the pole. But the guy was so smart and fast. So I think it's a good one for them, but they should try and step up their game because the true test of any team will come from the knockout stage.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be okay, and they'll build up their rhythm, but they need to be thinking about they definitely need to start this guy. They need to start Nico Williams. And also, I'm not really impressed with Oyarzabal because he was playing well, but he wasn't playing well as a 9. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like he was playing well, but he wasn't playing like how this guy plays for Barcelona, Lewandowski. You know when he's not playing. To me, Torres is better for number 9, but they don't want to use him because you don't need to have 5 people to unlock Saudi Arabia's defense. They were using 5 people. You get what I'm saying? You can't, because when you're using 5 people to unlock it, then you're taking people from other positions. They have to bring Cucurella forward like that. So to me, they can't do like that when they start playing big teams. Even Paraguay. So wait, Saudi Arabia beat Paraguay, right?
No, they beat Uruguay. They drew with Uruguay 1-1. It was a draw. 1-1.
How can they? Oh, it was a draw. Okay. What are your thoughts, Saeed?
Yeah, I quite agree with the analysis you guys gave. So the reason why Spain use this tactics that they play today, I think they know that it's Saudi Arabia, so that's why they can play that kind of high line. So I think it's too early, but I'm not yet impressed with Spain right now. I don't see them winning this World Cup. I wouldn't lie to you. If they meet a very physical side like France, Senegal, Mexico, Argentina, like those that they are not just skillful enough, they are physical too. Because looking at them, you can see they are so fragile on the ball. Pedri, only Rodri, I feel that you can actually hold his own.
They beat England. They beat France in the last European Champions. Let me tell you why they beat them. When they play the ball, they play. You can't play physical because you can't touch the ball. And I follow. Did you notice even today, whenever the other team gets the ball, France, all the other players scan and they go to that area. They outrun people. You know what I'm trying to say? They recover quickly. So what will happen is when Spain plays a team like France won't be able to play physical with them because once Spain gets the ball, France will never get it back because of their passing. You understand what I'm saying, Afolabi? But what I'm saying is that level of football that they play, like Barcelona, once Barcelona starts playing with the ball, you won't have a chance to play physical against them. And then when you take the ball from them, 4 of their people come, and then the other 4 go somewhere else. That's what makes Spain so good.
I think another thing you're missing out is that this type of play, it has been used by Barcelona. So should I say coaches that actually knows what they are doing already know how to win?
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. Yeah. Barcelona doesn't have Rodri. Barcelona does not have Rodri. That's a big difference. They don't have
Nico Williams.
They don't have Nico Williams. Nico Williams is the prop. That's why I say Nico Williams, to me, that's the most valuable player on that team, because when you put Nico Williams on the left, you have to double team him, and he stretches defense. But these guys don't have Nico Williams. Barcelona doesn't have Nico Williams, and they don't have Rodri, and they don't have Cucurella.
They have Rafinha, though.
Yeah. No, but Rafinha is not on the same level as Nico Williams. Nico Williams is faster. Look at how Rafinha is now playing when he's playing for Brazil now.
But Nico Williams this season hasn't been in great form, though.
Oh yeah, because he was injured. So that's why I'm saying the difference. If Nico Williams is fit, Spain is the best team in football if he's fit. But the problem is that we don't know. He's come back from injury, so we'll see how it goes. What do you think, Afolabi?
Yeah, well, in my own opinion, if you look at the way Spain play, it's easy to say if they meet the bigger teams, no team can possess the ball like Spain. It's difficult to collect the ball from them. You just be running around and wasting energy. Even against England are going to struggle to have any kind of possession.
England is not as tactical as France.
Any team they play, even if it's France, they always have the possession stats. So it now boils down to them, what they do when they lose the ball, how they defend their transitions, which is what Mustafa spoke about. They need to work on that. But in terms of keeping the ball, no team does it better than Spain. Have a midfield with Pedri and Rodri. You're going to be running rings around them. You can't collect the ball. How do you get the ball?
France is not a tactical team. The team that is tactical is Argentina.
France against Senegal in the first half. Senegal were wasteful.
Senegal should have scored 2 goals against France. But let me tell you, if Spain comes second in this group, they have to play Argentina in the next round. So they need to make sure that they draw with Uruguay. They can't lose to Uruguay.
Yeah, I think they have already qualified. So I think the main challenge is that
if Spain comes second, they have to play Argentina. So let's say Uruguay wins today, then Uruguay will have 4 points. Spain will have 4. So what I'm saying is that Spain needs to make sure that they beat Uruguay in the next match, so that they don't have to play. Can you imagine playing Argentina in the round of 36? That's crazy, man.
It's too early for both teams.
To me, right now, the number 1 team in the tournament right now, Argentina is number 1, and France is number 2 for now. I can't say any other teams. What do you think?
But whether we like it or not, a lot of big teams will fall at the 32 round stage
level.
They'll fall off.
A lot of big teams will fall.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Okay, so let's get out of here. I probably would take us out. Nice one, though.
Yeah, it's been another brilliant.
You have a last thought, Murray? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I just know that I know that the competition goes on, progresses. I know Spain they will get better because the team will study the game. If they are playing a bigger team, they wouldn't want to play against Saudi Arabia because they know that Saudi Arabia is not a footballing nation like France, Argentina, Netherlands. They're going to change their pattern. So I think Spain will get better.
Saudi Arabia is a terrorist.
Yeah, I quite agree with what Mr. Wari said. I want to believe they will get better, but so far, this Spain team that I'm seeing with the way they are playing. Anyway, like I said earlier,
you're not giving them credit. Look at that. Look at the way.
No, they play Cape Verde. They play Saudi Arabia. I expected them to win. I'm expecting
they've not played any tough team.
No, but here's the thing.
Let them play tougher team. It's the best of them.
But here's the thing: when they play a tough team, they're going to score more goals because they're playing teams that park the bus. Don't you agree? Don't you agree that Spain will score, even if they lose to France, they will score 2 goals against France because it'll be an open game.
But they lost.
Everybody
the reason Spain is not scoring now. The reason Spain is not scoring is because Cape Verde parked the bus. What I'm saying is that these big teams, when they meet defensive teams, they don't score a lot, but they will still win. Same thing with PSG. PSG will beat Bayern Munich and score 4 goals. But when PSG plays Arsenal, they only score maybe 1 or 2 goals because Arsenal plays defensive. So what I'm saying is that,
I get your point.
and also Spain, they didn't play tactically well against Cape Verde. Cape Verde basically put 10 men in the box. Even today,
And don't forget, there was no Yamal in the first half. There was no Olmo in the first half. There was no Nico Williams in the first half against Cape Verde.
Against Cape Verde.
And they could have scored. Let me tell you, they could have scored 6 or 7 games. After the first half, they took Yamal out. They took Olmo out.
Yeah.
They took out. So no, to me, they scored 4 goals. How many goals did Uruguay score against Saudi?
1-1. It was a 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw.
Yeah. So to me, I'm not saying that they play spectacular, but they didn't play poorly today. The only problem is that
they are still the favorite, though. I'm not disputing that. They are still
the top three. Right now, Argentina and France
the
are
most
playing
important thing in this tournament is your bench. Look at the quality of players that came off the Spanish bench. That's what matters for everything, because you can't play all the games with your best players. But on the bench, you have a lot of quality in that Spanish team.
Sometimes win the game from the bench.
Yes. Look at Germany yesterday. That guy from Stuttgart scored 2 goals. He came from the bench. By that time, Ivory Coast was tired.
You guys are fans from Ghana. Tomorrow, you guys at 9, we're going to do England Ghana. England Ghana. England Ghana. No, I'm saying that's a big game.
Brother.
England Ghana.
Yeah, of course.
Ghanaians should say, brother, better watch the game.
Anyway, to them though, but I know Ghana is going to pack the balls.
Are you
that
sure?
game, let me see. That game is going to be 0-0.
They are not going to play. They are not going to come out and play. Anyway,
don't forget, Ghana has 3 points. Though Ghana has 3 points. So
the English team, they should watch out. They should avoid injuries.
Let me tell you the most useless team in Africa. We don't even cover this team on our channel. Tunisia. Fuck Tunisia.
Cameroon. Okay, Tunisia. They are off.
That is another reason why you have to be angry that Nigeria is not in this World Cup. Look, imagine that Tunisia World Cup. I believe Enyimba should be able to win that Tunisia team.
That's terrible.
Like, they are not serious.
All right, take us out of Falabi. I have to go to work. Yeah.
It's been another wonderful, refreshing show. We have been discussing Spain and Saudi Arabia from Saeed, from Mustafa, from Warifa. My name is Afolabi. I'm signing off from here. We'll be back again.
Okay, thanks.
Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.